First question. What's your next project? The most concrete one at the moment is just visual effects supervising on a feature film. One is really a big budget movie and the other one is a very small indie thriller. It spoke to me in terms of visual effects because it's like the kinds that are very subtle. I'd like to think these are more like the David Fincher type of visual effects that you don't necessarily see as visual effects. And I like doing stuff where it's like, okay, like trying to erase your tracks and not making your work obvious to the audience. Can you discuss the role of film festivals and their impact on your career? Very early on, my first movie I made, The Plot Spoiler, it was a 40-minute long movie, and it was very hard at the time to get it into any festivals. So I was happy, to get a premiere here at the Cinematheque at the time. Claude Bettemus was like, yeah, hey, we can program it, and I was still young, and I was like, yeah, amazing. I love the Cinematheque, to me it was like it's my favorite cinema in town. After that, it was like the beginning of like Vimeo and like a lot of just using the internet to showcase your work. And, I was still sending a lot of DVDs and applications to festivals, and it's very tiresome. I would do it myself, for like other, not just The Plot Spoiler, but other projects after that. The internet was like so easy. You just upload it, and then with Vimeo it would be a staff pick, and then the whole world could see it. I think it was the Rear Window project that got into nominated for Vimeo Award, and then I got to go to New York, and it was like the festival and awards for Vimeo, and that's also where I met the Daniels, who also won a Vimeo Award at the same festival. And so ever since, like it sort of, it opened a lot of doors for me, and it was like really cool to meet peers of my generation, and to go there, and people have already seen your work, they're familiar with your work. Yeah, it felt like the new way of doing things rather than like just sending envelopes into the world and then waiting for months to hear back from a festival. Why do we continue to make films today? I mean, why did we start making films? If you'd show a movie to someone from 200 years ago, they would be completely lost and they wouldn't understand it. And so it's like it's a constantly evolving medium with a language that's less, 100 years old, and we're still discovering things of what's possible. And so movies continue also to have that power of changing the world. What film meeting person experience made you want to make films? I started when I was a teenager in the Lycée here in Luxembourg, and I was actually in the same class with Bernard Michaud, who's a Luxembourg producer. I met Govinda later on as well, and Vicky, and who all also just starting out. And I think all these early meetings and with people that all were very serious about it and weren't gonna be like, it wasn't just going to be a hobby to them. It was like, this is kind of what we want to do with our lives. That was very inspiring. And I come from Remisch, small rural town on the Moselle. I come from a winemaker's family, so there was nothing really that in my upbringing that sort of pushed me towards filmmaking. Just having that entourage of like friends who were like this core group of people was really, really important to me. So what do you find most challenging and rewarding about being a filmmaker? I think the most challenging part is distilling your ideas and getting to a point where you feel like you have a vision in your head, formulating that vision and then refining it. And then the next challenge is also getting it made. There's something very special when you make something and it resonates with people. We live in a time where that's possible, where you can just share your work online and people from around the globe can see it, and you meet them and they come up to you and they say, it's always it's a very special moment. Salut, mein nom is Jeff Desom. Ich bin Regisseur, ich schreibe und mache noch Visual Effects. Ich wohne zu Los Angeles, kommen aber von Lützeburg, von der schönen Musel. Ja, voilà. Cut.